Welcome to Forex Bunkers Weekly Wrap. We'll go over GJ and GU's movement for the week, as well as the master candles on both those pairs. We had a push down this week, which was good to see after the really long ride up. We started around the 18th of May for this push up, and we finished in August. It's quite a few months of upward movement, and now we're having a bit of a retrace. We retrace to this first support and resistance here. I think we'll see a little bit more at the beginning of the week. This will be a key to watch out for. And after that, we'll be looking for the swing lows to see if this movement is going to shift. But after a long pull up, you've got to expect some kind of pullback at some point. So yeah, just to recap for GU, we should expect a further push down this week. Ready for probably a further push up. GJ, we have been stuck in this sideways movement for quite a long time. As you can see, we have poked the head out a little bit, but quickly back in. So we could see another return to this bottom area, or we could see this being pushing up as bottom of a channel forming for it to continue on up. This one's quite a hard one to call, but the hints are that we are essentially in a sideways movement, and we're waiting to see who comes into play. So let's have a look at the master candles for the week. We'll start off with GU. GU, we had a couple of master candles. The first one was quite a nice trade with the entry there, and a 64 pip master candle, and around about 100 pip profit, give or take. Depends if you held on a little bit longer. But that was quite a nice trade. Then the next GU was technically a stop. I want to point something out about this area in a second, but for the results it'll be a stop. It's a 70 pip hit for that one. Just to note, this area around here, as you can see, price pushed through this area, then returned, and then we had our master candle. So the best place for your stop was above this zone. Now, obviously that is not exactly to the rules, but just something to note when you are trading any method and system, that your stop really wants to be in a place where it gives you the highest odds of winning your trade. And but this one will be counted as a loser because of the rules, and that's fine. Just something to note. And on GU we had a ripper of a GJ, sorry, not GU. We had a ripper of a couple of trades. Our first master candle, it was 82 pips. The next one that formed was 67 pips. Now remember, we don't take the second one if we're in the first one. Alright, so this was around about 180 pip move, give or take. So we're going to count about 150 of those pips, as it's quite a reasonable target. Would have put around there, so it would have been quite a nice target indeed for the results. And our last master candle for the week was a no trade, as it didn't break. But even if you did take this, it would have probably been about 50 pips. Yeah, about 50 pips. So a fantastic week for the master candle method. Just one thing I did miss on GJ. Hang on a sec. Yeah, one thing I did miss was because the MT4 that I run on, this would have been a master candle for some people. It wasn't for me, so I won't be counting it in the results. as that makes it fair. But for some people this was, and it was a winner for about 50 pips, give or take. Alright, up to around this area where price started to push down. So just returning to test that. So yeah, if you got that also, you would have had an even better week than the results will show. But overall, it was a really good week for the method. Well, that's about all. To recap, we should expect to see GJ decide what it wants to do, whether it wants to stay in this tight zone or not. And for GU, I anticipate a little bit further push down into our support and resistance areas, and then a continuation up. But we'll see what the news brings this week. Well, I hope you all had a fantastic week, and I will talk to you all soon.